guys, it's me, and I have Debbie here. You guys have never formally met. This is Debbie from Pahrump. That's where I met her 2 years ago. Today we're just going to talk a little bit about our exciting summer being at Camphost up here in the forest. How'd you like it, Debbie? I know it's your first time. No comment, huh?
I have comments, but
Yeah.
this is
Keep
G-rated.
this PG, yeah.
Oh, PG?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Parental guidance, yeah. Well, no
Yeah.
kids watch my videos. So, honestly, I know you had a busy campground.
It was an experience.
That's it?
Yep.
So what are you going to take away from this experience?
As an experience to take with me.
What was the worst part of it? Like, just all the people? The day use people?
Constant.
There's no day use here at her campground at all. And no picnics either. But people come in and they just took advantage of her. And they come in all day, driving through.
Well, they don't take advantage of me. They take advantage of not reading the signs.
Yesterday she had... Go ahead.
What were you saying?
Yesterday she had... Was it yesterday or the day before? She did her rounds on a golf cart like she does 100 times a day. And there was an older couple sitting at a table. So she told them there's no picnics. And they had all their stuff set up. So they packed up and left. And she told them where to go, the day use area on the lake, right at the other end of her campground.
Several places where there's day use and not campground.
Yep. So what happened when you did your rounds again after they left?
They came back and went to a different table. They walked over.
They walked all the way over from day use
And
area.
went not to the campsite that I told them that they couldn't picnic there, but to the next table over. And I'm like, sorry, sir, it's still a campsite.
That's what she's dealt with all year, and me too. Our campground, none of the campgrounds at our dinner last week, first time ever, had no complaints. Oh, until just the other day, I got one. The guy was parked in my campground, in a site, number 2. Him and his wife were way over in number 8. And that's quite a walk. So the other side of the end of the lake. And I told him, I asked him, was this your car? Yes. I said, well, you can't park here. You can park in the visitor's parking lot. Oh, okay. End of story. Well, then I hear him outside my trailer with Sean, and I opened the door, and he wanted to know if he can pay for the campground fee, overnight camp. I said, no, you have to physically be here first 24 hours to camp. And I offered him picnic, but he wasn't picnicking. He was fishing. So then I gave him, and he said he can't move to Fisherman's parking lot because he has dogs in the car, and he needs shade. So I gave him 2 more options. He can park at the...
Or babysitters.
Yeah, he can park in the visitor center where there's some shade. And he said, well, my wife's disabled. Oh, okay. Well, then you can park at the visitor center on the end spot. There's a little picnic table right there. Won't be far for her to walk. Well, he wrote a big, long email to the National Forest about me. And, yeah. But even though the boss said it was nicely written, and I explained to him, I gave him 3 options, and he still... Something bothered him about that. And to me, if his wife's disabled, he still had to walk all the way back to the car when he could have pulled up right at the site where they were fishing in the lake. This is what we've dealt with. And, and the things we find. What are some of the things you found here in the campsite after they left? I got one right here.
Oh, a chair? Oh.
See
I
these?
hate those things.
You see these people? 8 out of 10 times we clean a campsite, we find these. I don't know why. Can't you pick them up and throw them away? And who's ever making these, please don't, because they don't decompose.
Well, now you've become a collector, and then you torture me with those.
I know. I hang them on her golf cart when she's not looking.
Because those drive me crazy.
I'll be constantly giving them to you whenever I find them now. Oh, this wild hair, I can't stand it.
But I do have to mention that people are probably not going to relate to what we're talking about unless they've been Camphost.
Yeah.
And can really understand, like, dealing with the public in a campground.
And
Debbie that has rules.
Yeah. And Debbie and I are one of the ones that never got a day off, even though we're supposed to.
Yeah.
So, and we live in our trailers to begin with full time, and now we're living at our jobs full time in our full time trailers. So
that's pretty rough.
Yeah. Other people get to go home, for the weekend. No, not us. This is 24/7, and you deal with it constantly. All right. What are some of the craziest things they've asked you?
Where's the most shade? Where's the most sun? What campsite has less wind?
I got what one has less mosquitoes.
Oh, that one too.
Which campsite has the least mosquitoes?
Yeah, that one too.
Or the weather. They think we're weathermen.
Yeah.
So do you think it's going to rain today?
So, yeah, what's the weather looking like today?
We both look up at the sky and like Probably
Well,
rain. I
Your
know
guess
as
is
much
good as
yeah.
mine.
We don't have internet up here. I mean, I do at my campground, but nowhere else. So it's like we can't figure that out. Like, just stupid. I can't remember some of the other ones.
Since there's no service up here, no signal, we take cash or a check.
Yep.
For payment, and when it's first come first serve at my campground, so people hand me a debit card, and I start laughing because
All the time.
like,
Can I Venmo you? Like,
yeah,
do you have Cash App? No, just. All right, well, we're gonna get money. Is there an ATM here? Like, okay, we just went over everything that needed internet. Is there an ATM? No. There, 16 miles down Cedar Edge, you can go to the bank or the store and get money out. So a lot of times, those people say they're going, we never see them. They never come back.
yeah,
They check out that morning and they're gone.
Yeah.
And they stiff us. Mine's 16 and Debbie's 20 for a site. It's an experience for sure. You have to have a sense of humor to work this kind of job, and you have to have patience because there's some.
It takes a lot of patience. A lot of patience.
Yep. I had someone come in last night in the pouring rain, just like you too.
Yeah.
Like it's 30 degrees up here, and it's snowing and ice. Everything was covered in ice today.
And rain for the next 3 days. Rain and snow for the
And they're
next 3
intense.
days.
They're intense. Like, or pop-ups. Pop-ups are very, very popular right now in the fall. Hardly any this summer, but now they're coming up.
I guess it just depends on your comfort zone.
Mine's to be warm.
Yeah.
Oh,
Not frozen.
Gotta give a shout out, Artie. I'm representing Bastrop, Texas. There you go, girl. Got this down there at Goodwill. I'm a cheap shopper. Well, I hope you guys don't take this the wrong way. How many minutes we got here? Oh, we're at 9 minutes.
Oh, wow.
Okay, guys, just too close. Sorry, people. Just saw too close of me.
Well, it was a mug shot.
It was a mugshot for sure. Yeah. So we're at Debbie's campground, Little Bear. Oh, we've had some bears. I tell all my campers, have to keep them safe. Debbie saw one just face to face with it right here in the driveway.
Yeah.
Sean saw one. Well, the other night, Thursday. No, what's today? Saturday.
Yeah.
So Wednesday night, I heard my step move, and I swear it was a bear. And I saw his footprint in the driveway the next morning. And the next night, I had campers pulling next to me in a trailer, and I hear Sean yelling outside. So I open the door. He's like, Jersey, Jersey. He goes, there's a bear. I'm like, where? There's a bear. I'm like, where? He goes, oh, down the trail. By the time I saw it, it was all the way down the trail. But it had come from his site along his work truck, went along the neighbor's site along their truck, and then stood up and looked in the neighbor's trailer window. So I told my boss yesterday morning I saw him. He goes, oh, they're just getting brazen.
Well, the bears are becoming looky-loos too now.
They're giving look. We call the people that drive in and out. We have all different names for them. Just looky-loos, sightseer Sallies. Just
Yeah.
we're just checking it out. Okay.
And the bears are copying
The
now.
bears are apparently copying them. But I know I had been cooking. I cooked some sausage, vegan sausage, and some peppers. So my site smelled. And then the neighbor had just cooked. It smelled like peppers and onions and meat. But that's too close for comfort when they're looking in your window, checking you out. Just,
Yeah.
Hey, it's just me, Smokey. But the neighbor got like a 7-minute video. He hauled ass down that trail after him. And he said, I want to cross the highway. I'm like, it's going over to Debbie's now. But they're out here. And yeah, I'm glad I never walked into one in the woods with Owen.
I know. Surprise one.
My tiny little mace wouldn't do much unless I'm 2 feet in front of him. But we have had a good time. I know Debbie has, even though. We'll leave it at that. We have had a good time.
There's things you do, and then it's time to move on.
Yeah, I had a small campground, but I still had some crazies. Debbie has 2 loops here, one that way and one that way. And she's right here at the gate.
34 sites.
34. So I only had 16 because 4 of them are used by us. So.
Yeah.
And even when I had to take care of the other campgrounds like Ward, I'm in and out. I'm not living there too.
Yeah,
That's a big
Well, and this
campground.
is a pretty popular campground.
Very popular. Popular lake too.
Yeah.
So if you ever come to Grand Mesa, camp at Little Bear.
That's fine.
She won't be here next
I
year.
won't be here.
I will. I'm hoping next year I can go to Telluride to Sunshine. I was talking to Sean about that last night at the bar. And it's just got 20 sites. I looked it up on the internet.
Oh, 20 sites. That's not bad.
Yeah, and it's just 2 miles from Mountain Village, where I love to go and take Elliot on the gondolas down to town. And
Oh, for next summer?
yeah, and I won't have, people right across from me. I
Yeah.
feel like I'm being watched.
Yeah.
We won't mention names.
That's a little uncomfortable.
Just a little.
Like you're in a fishbowl.
Mhm. Well, any last minute thoughts on your your experience up here this summer? How'd you like the Mesa anyway? I didn't disappoint, did I?
No, it's beautiful. It's beautiful up here.
So you never camp host again? Not even like at a campground where you have a set schedule and you're off weekends or during the week? Well,
If I would be a camp host again?
yeah, but not in a campground like this, like a regular campground.
Oh, I don't know.
'Cause
I mean, it's probably all different at different places. It's probably different experiences and different duties, I
Yeah.
guess. Or
Like I've cleaned bathrooms before in one, and I just had like 4 hours a day, and then I had weekends off.
yeah,
And other
Well-
ones, I worked front desk,
yeah.
and I still had days off, and I had my set schedule.
That would probably be better.
Yeah.
Because you can get burnout.
Yep.
And then
Very
not having
quickly.
a signal, too. Because being on the road and being mobile, I do everything mobile.
Yep.
So not having a signal is really isolating and kind of puts off what you have to do, like
Yep.
business-wise.
And it gets lonely when you
It's-
don't.
it's
you
lonely.
can't watch, YouTube or Netflix at night. You can't talk to your family.
Right.
I've been there. It can be miserable. And this
Well-
poor girl didn't have that all summer unless she had her 2 friends that had Starlink.
Yeah. I had a couple of campers that
Shout out to
Starlink.
you two guys for letting her use your Starlink.
Yeah, Starlink's awesome.
She was just so calm those 2 weeks.
Yeah.
But maybe that's an investment in the future for all of us.
Yeah,
It's what, $1,000?
definitely. $750
And then
for the equipment,
and then how much a month?
$135. But you'd be like your own network.
Mm-hmm.
You wouldn't have to depend on.
On anybody. We don't have to run downtown, sit at the library or at Starbucks or like I did in Pearl.
Yeah.
I had the creepy guy watching me. All right, guys, I guess we'll wrap it up. We're at how many minutes? I can't see. I got a broken screen there. So, all right, guys, I hope you enjoyed meeting Debbie, and I'll talk to you guys later.